Namaste everyone and welcome to this session where I'll be covering the core framework to attempt summary questions in VARC. Now remember VARC has 24 questions, out of them 3 questions are based on para summary, and I would say that the most bankable questions as far as VARC section is concerned is the para summary. Almost guarantee है कि आपके तीनों questions के आंसर correct होंगे. Just apply the core framework and you should be able to get them right विद इन अ मिनट. एक क्वेश्चन में 1 मिनट से ज्यादा का टाइम आपको नहीं लगेगा. सो विदाउट वेस्टिंग एनी मोर टाइम, लेट्स जंप राइट इन टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज द कोर फ्रेमवर्क ऑल अबाउट. सो व्हेन वी टॉक ऑफ कोर फ्रेमवर्क, द फर्स्ट C typically refers to covering all the important points. So make sure that your summary, the option that you choose, covers everything which is crucial, which is important. So main messages cover होना चाहिए. Then you have the O. O refers to omit anything and everything that is नॉट मेंशन्ड इन द समरी. तो आपको जो भी नई इंफॉर्मेशन है उसको ओमिट कर देना है. सो अंडरस्टैंड दिस पार्ट दैट any outside knowledge that has been mentioned in the options you have to eliminate that. तो कुछ भी नया नहीं आ सकता. थिंक ऑफ इट एज एन एग्जांपल कि अगर आप एक मूवी देख के आए और अगर मूवी की समरी आप किसी को बता रहे हो तो आप अपने मन से स्टोरी में चेंजेस नहीं कर सकते. वेदर यू लाइक इट और नॉट, व्हाटएवर हैज बीन प्रेजेंटेड हैज टू बी presented as it is. R refers to retain original meaning. A lot of times just changing a flow of words or ideas changes or distorts the meaning, so that should not happen. A very frequent way to eliminate options, choose the option that retains the same meaning. It should not distort the meaning. And the last part is exclude anything unimportant. Names, examples, unnecessary stories built up, वो नहीं चाहिए समरी में because it is a shorter form. So let's now apply these core principles, the 4 principles for summary based questions to solving the CAT 24 slot 1 के all 3 questions. What I'll recommend is you pause the video, attempt this question in possibly under a minute, try and get your answer and then verify कि क्या आपका आंसर मैच कर रहा है. So let's start with the first question. Cartographers design and create maps to communicate information about phenomena located somewhere on our planet. In the past, cartographers did not worry too much about who is going to read their maps. So पहले they didn't really worry कि कौन पढ़ने वाला है. Although some simple usability research was done, like comparing whether circle or bar symbols work best. They knew how to make maps. This has changed now. So this is important. They knew how to make maps. This has changed because of some societal technological developments. Today map readers are more demanding, mostly because of the tools they use. Cartographers are also influenced by these trends, are now more interested in seeing if their products are efficient, effective, appreciated. All right, let's look at the options and quickly eliminate. New technological developments have prompted cartographers to experiment with their maps. Are they experimenting with their maps? Not really. And by applying these new innovations, this is new information. Which are these new innovations we are talking about? So new information aa gayi. This is not something that will pick. Modern map makers evaluate a map's effectiveness, efficiency and satisfaction of the users through a series of experiments. With series of experiments, nothing mentioned. New information will reject this. Today cartographers also need to look into the usability. Yes, which earlier they did not. Because of the new technological developments, nothing wrong with this. This possibly could be an answer. Maps are being used for a variety of reasons. Which are the variety of reasons that has not been mentioned? This is new information. Remember, omit anything new. We will reject this part. Correct answer is choice C. Let's look at the second question now. Again, pause, try it in a minute and then come back. Certain codes may of course be so widely distributed in a specific language, community or culture and be learned at so early an age that they appear not to be constructed. Acha, whenever you get parenthesis well information, for example 2 dashes, just read it this way to be very fast. They appear not to be constructed but to be naturally given. So अगर इसकी summary करें quickly तो they appear not to be constructed. ऐसा नहीं है कि codes बनाए हैं, they appear to be naturally given. Natural ही है. Some visual signs appear to have achieved the near universality in this sense. इतने यूनिवर्सल हो गए हैं, दो एविडेंस रिमेन्स दैट इवन apparently natural visual codes are culture specific. So generally when we talk of any obvious things, we feel it is natural. ऐसा ही है. फैन को फैन क्यों बोलते हैं? तो ये क्वेश्चन नहीं आता, ऐसा चला आ रहा है. But this has been codified. Remember, linguistic बैकग्राउंड में जाए तो फैन को फैन बोलने का कोई रीजन रहा होगा, डेवलप हुआ होगा, कोडिफाई करा होगा. ये उसी बारे में बोल रहा है कि ऐसा लगता है कि इतना पुराना हो गया है, इतना यूनिवर्सल हो गया है दैट इट सीम्स natural. However, this does not mean that no codes have intervened, rather that the codes have been profoundly naturalized. तो codes ने intervene करा है, the operation of naturalized codes reveals not the transparency and naturalness of language, but the depth, habituation, and near universality of this code, of the codes it use. They produce apparently natural recognitions. This has the ideological effect. This has the ideological effect of concealing the practices of coding which are present. So इसका ideological effect क्या निकल के आता है? This has the ideological effect of concealing the practices. तो कोडिंग की practices हैं, codes create करे गए हैं, but ऐसा लगता है कि they are natural. Let's look at options. Learning linguistic and visual science at an early age makes all such codes. Remember all such codes. यहाँ पर certain codes बोला है. तो there is a distortion in meaning, retain the original meaning. ये part हमारा core framework का follow नहीं हो रहा है. This should not be the option. Language and visual science are codes. However, some of the codes are so widespread that they not only seem, widespread is being universal in nature, so which is fine, that they not only seem naturally given but also hide the mechanism of coding. This is what they are saying, that it conceals is hides the mechanism. So this possibly could be an answer. All codes, linguistic and visual, have a natural origin. This is changing the meaning, distorted the meaning. Meaning ही गलत हो गया है, reject कर दे. Not all codes are natural, but certain codes are naturalized and made to appear. Made to appear is not something that is saying ideology aims. This is clearly not the aim of ideology aims. Ideology aim कुछ नहीं कर रही है. This is again distortion. So clearly this is not the answer. We'll go with option B as the answer. Let's look at the last question from CAT 24 slot 1. Scientific research shows that many animals are very intelligent, have sensory and motor abilities that dwarf ours. Dwarf would be उनके पास superior ability है, हमारी ability कम छोटी पड़ जाती है उनके comparison में. Dogs are able to detect diseases such as cancer and diabetes and warn humans of impending heart attacks and strokes. Elephant, whales, these are examples. I'll run through this part very quickly. Many animals also display wide-ranging emotions, including joy, etc., etc. It's not surprising that animals share many emotions with us because we also share brain structure. So a very important part, why is it that they share emotions? Because we share common brain structures. Animals can show emotions which are typically associated with humans. Yes, broadly bola, this could possibly be the answer. The similarity in brain structure explains. Remember the core का include all the important points, cover all the important points. Core framework का पहला ही part है. First वाले में ये part cover नहीं हुआ, तो out of A and B, B seems to be better. Why animals show emotions typically associated with humans? So I can now reject A because I have a better choice in B. Let's quickly look at C. The advanced sensory and motor abilities of animals is the reason. No, this is not the reason. Distortion हो गया meaning में, तो not retaining the original meaning. This is the reason. We'll reject C. Animals are more intelligent than us in sensing. Then they are more intelligent than us in sensing. This is not the core message. Not covering all the important points. They share emotions is the main message. Correct answer is choice B. So with these three examples, my recommendation will be practice more such summary based questions from previous year's paper, apply the core framework, cover all important points, omit anything new, retain the original meaning and eliminate anything which is unimportant, unnecessary. Alright, so that's it from my side. Do let me know whether this was useful or not. I'll take a leave. Sure.